Update: my racist teacher said she's surprised I passed the exam because that's unusual for my kind, so I'm getting her fired. So the next time I had Mrs. White for class, I asked her to stay back and talk with her about something. When class was over, I quickly hit the record audio button on my phone and put it in my pocket, hoping that the audio would be clear enough to make out. I started off the conversation by asking her to elaborate on what she meant by her words the last time I stayed back after class. She asked me what I meant, and I decided to butter her up by telling her about how she chuckled to herself when she realized she was so good at her job. She then laughed, and in an almost automated way, said the exact same thing. She word for word repeated, "I sometimes surprise myself with how good I am at my job." I then asked her if she remembers what she said after about my kind, and she replied, "Well, yeah, in my experience at this job, no offense, but your kind is very bad at grasping the intricacies of the English language, or even at being competent in school whatsoever. You surprised me." I asked her if by your kind she meant black people, and she awkwardly laughed and stayed silent. I thanked her for her time and left, knowing I had all the proof I needed to likely get her fired. Wasting no time, I went to the principal's office during the break and played him the recording of Mrs. White. I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest, maybe not a lot considering this school is predominantly white. But the principal ended up giving out to me for wasting his time. According to him, what Mrs. White was saying, it was nothing more than anecdotal evidence based on her experience, and if the evidence happens to be favoring one side more than the other, that's how it was. I told the principal that being in her class made me uncomfortable, and whilst he did agree to have me moved, he told me that there was no way that action could be taken against a teacher with as much experience and as high of a reputation as Mrs. White.